What's up, LC heads? I join you here today just to do some daily pulls, and you know we do need to address the whole collab situation. What Adis has been doing, the way that they are pumping out these collabs and not really giving players room to breathe. I think the best thing that the player population can do is come up with, a strict banner policy, right? We need to look at the things in this game that are truly limited, you know, banners, collabs that only come around once every year, or once every couple years, or however long it's going to take, compared to actual Last Cloudia heroes. Now, Last Cloudia heroes are always in the game. They never leave the game. And here's the thing, we have the general pool, and everybody knows, obviously, you're probably going to save your resources and not pull for a general pool hero. You will get that hero once you start using unit gacha tickets and all of these tickets right here that players get that I'm just holding on to because there's nothing in the pool that I can get. So these are all just kind of a waste. But for other players, this is how you're going to get those basic heroes, right? And then Last Cloudia kind of throws us for a loop, right? Because Last Cloudia has Heroes of Destiny heroes. So those are Last Cloudia heroes dressed up in a more limited fashion, right? A lot of times these are going to be some of the shift forms, like the Christmas characters. The Christmas characters, they drop every year. Yeah, you gotta wait till Christmas to get them, but they will always be in Last Cloudia. You'll be able to pull on them every Christmas. As a matter of fact, each Christmas it becomes easier to get the older Christmas heroes. So, we need to, take a step back and look at that, because Adis is being pretty brutal with, the way that these collabs are playing out. Like, Part 3 just dropped, right? Players have, 5 days? 5 days to clear this banner, to get Guile, and his arc. This is up for, 5 days and 11 hours. Something tells me we gonna need the seconds. Now that doesn't give players much room. That is actually very suffocating. What's even more crazy is that none of these banners from the same collab, none of them share a pity. And that is just absolutely wild. I personally think with how much it costs to unlock a hero from pity, you should be able to use it on whatever hero you want. At that point, Last Cloudia already scored $350 off of you, or whatever the hell it costs. You know, whatever you paid into it. One of the worst things that can happen to you is pulling a hero right before the pity, right? Then you go in here and you're like, okay, cool, I have 190 points now. That I can't use. I've cleared the banner. I have 190 points. I can get a 10 pull ticket on a banner that I've already cleared, or I'm just going to use all this on crap rainbow crystals. And honestly, I think that's just terrible. If you're anybody that's putting that much into a banner, you should be able to carry the pity over to, Part 2 or Part 3. I honestly think all three of these banners should share some sort of same pity, right? If you went in for the first hero and the second hero, you should just be able to pity the third hero. Why not? Adis already got $600 off your ass, right? So these are just complaints that I'm hearing from the player population, and the players are absolutely right. This is not fair, considering how limited these heroes are. They're on an actual collab, so you're gonna have to wait at least a year, and that's if they bring Street Fighter back in the future, a year from now. It might take 2 years, who knows, right? And the fact that Part 3 drops and you only got 5 or 6 days, yeah, we need to do something about that. You know, I understand the hero credentials for their gear, but we should be able to carry over some of our pity, because it's brutal. It is way too brutal. And I guess the only thing a player can do right now is hold out. Do not pull. Obviously, we all know not to pull for general pool heroes, right? We're going to have to start not pulling on, what are they? The hero, the festival hero, the fake limited Last Cloudia heroes, right? And hey, I'm guilty of it too, right? Princess Leona, right? I just pulled her. Fire Girl, Kyle's mama, right? Very strong hero. She's not truly limited though, right? I'm going to be able to access her through the game. As a matter of fact, these heroes, as they get older, they do become a little bit easier to get. They recycle them, they put them on special banners. They'll have a couple shift forms put together in a banner with a UR arc on it to give players a chance to pull on something like that. So these heroes come back. Alright, make no mistake of it. Kaini here, Kyle's mama, you will be seeing her on other banners. And there might even be a UR arc on that banner. The fact is though, the Street Fighter heroes and collab heroes are never going to be recycled like that. So, I personally think it is every player's best interest to rank the hero system in this game, and every hero is going to fall into one of 3 categories, right? General pool that we're not pulling for, special general pool that we shouldn't be pulling for either, and collab heroes. Collab heroes or anything equivalent to that. I haven't seen anything equivalent to collab heroes other than collab heroes. That's about the only thing that we really should be going in for. And I mean, hey, if they're going to make the collab system this brutal, then this is just what players are going to have to do. They're just going to have to save for those collabs because they're actually going to be limited, right? I haven't seen that much collab gear in like the Crimson Ore shop too. Like that's your only opportunity to get those paid items and stuff for those heroes is when the collab's going. Guile, you have 5 days to get Guile's gear. Like, do what you got to do. Go get another mortgage, but like you got 5 days. There's just something very off with that. So all I'm saying is this. Save for collabs. That's really what you're going to want to hold out for, because we're going to find ourselves in this situation more and more often where, you know, you just pull the last 2 not really limited heroes off the banners, and now they drop a collab, right? What's going to happen when they drop collab after collab? And they've done that before too, folks, right? Matter of fact, I wouldn't be wholeheartedly surprised if they dropped another collab right after this. I don't think they should. They need to give their player base a chance to recover and maybe get another month's paycheck. I don't know. But this is what Last Cloudia has been doing, and I have seen players complaining, leaving comments. They all have very valid, solid points. I'm right there with you. So, I'm going to have to do it myself, right? We can't let Adis think that we're just dirty little pay pigs that they can do this shit to anytime. And the only way Adis is going to notice anything at all is if people literally stop pulling on the banners, right? Like, give us more incentive to pull on banners that are not limited. Or maybe increase the pull rate, right? The on-banner rate. I've heard my fair share of complaints about how it's just becoming impossible to get on banners. The rate up isn't enough. It's not competing with what other games are putting out there for their gacha systems and their rate-up. Hey, even Final Fantasy Brave Exvius had to do a rate-up eventually after the game was old enough. Well, at this point, Last Cloudia isn't exactly a spring chicken, okay? Like, the game's been around for a little bit. It might be time to adjust the gacha a little bit, or at least make pities carry over. Maybe drop how much a pity takes. 250 for a hero. Ugh. It really is. Ugh. I mean, we could drop 100 off of that and 100 off the arc, and LC would still be doing just fine. More people would probably be a little bit more relaxed with their resources if it wasn't so cutthroat. The problem is now they're making it more cutthroat. Like, by doing collabs in this format, they really are making it more cutthroat. And hey, it's like we're taking a step backwards, right? Last Cloudia used to give everybody a free hero for the collabs. So the free-to-play population had plenty of good reasons to hang around for collabs. You were going to score a free hero. Awesome. Matter of fact, when this game first launched, our first collab that had 3 heroes in it, you automatically got one of them. You could start the game with Randy already. That was awesome. Randy was one of the strongest heroes in this game for a long-ass time. And plenty of people got Randy just for logging in. So, they need to do something like that. They need to bring some of that back. Like, this is getting pretty brutal, especially if you got collabs back to back and you're not giving away any free heroes. What incentive do free-to-play players have to, at that point, sit around, watch you showcase a bunch of heroes that they're never going to have a chance of getting, and at the end of the day, they don't even have anything to play that's new. Right, you drop a collab and somebody doesn't have $300 to pull a new hero. What are they doing that collab? Right? At least back in the day, you would give them a new hero to work on, something to do in that collab. And now they're just going to be running their old heroes saying, damn, you know, I couldn't pull anything with the whole 20 pulls that I managed to grind out. Now, there's all sorts of ways of fixing this situation, right? I mean, they could give out more lapis. They could give out twice as much lapis. Still, I don't think that would really affect them, but free-to-play players then would have at least some more resources to throw some pulls around and actually have a chance of getting some of this stuff. But when you roll a collab in like this, that has 3 parts, 3 heroes, 3 brand new arcs, right? By the time part 3 of that collab comes and you have 5 or 6 days to clear that hero and clear that arc, if that's what we're doing, then we need to stop pulling on all the other stuff, right? Because as cool as it is, as awesome as Kini is, Kyle's mama finna be in the game. She's gonna stay in the game. You're always gonna have a chance to get her. So if they're gonna be doing this in this format, I'm gonna have to be the first one to say, okay, time to take a more reserved approach and hold out on our resources and just save for the collabs. So that's kind of where I'm at, and they're not going to do a damn thing about this until people stop pulling on the banners. Like, I fully believe that they're just going by the numbers, and hey, if they can do this and get away with it and they don't get any pushback on it, they're going to be thinking, well, hell, this worked. Let's do it even more. Let's run 3 collabs back to back to back. Everyone seems to have a shit ton of money, and they love variety. So let's just make it all collabs, all limited. I mean, hey, it seems like if they're going to get the most money doing that, that's what they're going to do. So somebody's got to put their damn foot down at some point and just say, okay, I'm going to be calling some of these future heroes and banners, I'm just going to be calling them pull candy, because that's what it is. You don't need it. You know, it's one of those things too where, yeah, I could understand with collab heroes, there's almost like a sentimental value there. Like, oh, I used to play that game when I was a kid, and I want this hero. That's the best reason to want to get a hero is just because you fully enjoy that collab, that title. But Last Cloudia heroes are brand new heroes. It's not like you have some kind of already established value with them. So, I mean, hey, you see a cool Last Cloudia hero that you really want, go for it. Just remember that you might be paying the price for that 2 weeks later when they drop a collab and you have absolutely no lapis to throw on the collab because you spent all of your grinded lapis pulling for a hero that's not even limited. Like, really? So, something to think about when planning your future account activities on Last Cloudia. I'll still be covering the heroes and stuff. I honestly think, for a lot of these I'm not even going to do dailies. If it's a really cool looking hero and there's something I really enjoy about it, maybe I'll just do the daily pull every day, right? Aside from that, I'm just going to save all my resources for collabs, especially if this is the format that they're going to be cranking them out at. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I'm sure a lot of you in the community will agree with me, and we do need to do something about this. So yeah, comments are open. Have an awesome day, everybody, and best of luck to everyone. Hey, we got 5 days left. I still need to get that arc myself. Later, everybody.